So, fastest Purdue player to 2,000 receiving yards. What's that? What's that little milestone mean for you?
It's a huge honor. All the great receivers who came before me. Being able to be the 12th guy to do it is such a blessing and something that I've been working for. Just to strive to be the best.
And then just the rest of the receiving corps, David. When you were out, it had to please you to see guys like Durr step up, and obviously Milton and TJ. Just kind of speak to the depth of the position that's allowed the wideouts to excel in that Illinois game in particular.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the season, you can go back and watch other interviews, but I've been saying that these guys have worked their tails off throughout the offseason, and I knew that eventually their time would come. I just didn't know what game or what part of the season or how it would come, but versus Illinois, those guys stepped up big time. I had a conversation with Milton at the beginning of the year. He wasn't getting as many targets or catches that he wanted. I just told him, you got to stay patient. Like, your time's gonna come. And I know it's kind of hard for me to say because I get a lot of targets and stuff like that, but I just told him, and these last 2 weeks he's been playing his butt off.
Just what? Do you remember anything about the hit at Notre Dame?
Nah. The only thing I remember, the play call being called in, and then kind of running the route, and then just waking up in the locker room. I don't remember waking up on the field or
writing in the cards at all?
Yeah, I don't remember none of that. But I just remember Dr. Sneed putting the last stitch in my lip, and then I wake up and I just see my family right there. That's something I can remember.
Have you seen the play? Have you watched the play on film?
Yeah, I've definitely watched the play. I watched it on Twitter first, actually, so it was definitely a very bad hit, but Kyle Hamilton, he reached out to me also. His father did too.
Right. But just what goes through your mind when you see a hit like that on you?
It's very scary. I took a few hits last week, and it was kind of, I guess, PTSD-ish alike. I think the post that I dropped, I seen the safety coming from the left side, and I kind of got a flashback mid-play, and that's what eventually led me to drop the ball in that play. But, it's football. It's the risk you take to get the reward. And, I've been playing this my whole life, so I don't think one hit's going to stop me.
How do you work yourself through that? How do you work yourself through that? Okay, this play happened to me, and okay, I don't want it to affect me.
It's tough. It's a lot of conversations with my mother, my grandparents, and also God. Those conversations, get you through the tough times. It was definitely tough watching the game at home in Illinois. The noise was too loud for me to be in the stadium, and it would have affected my concussion even more than what it was. So Coach Brown and the medical staff and Coach Shepard just decided to tell me to stay at home. And watching the game, it's frustrating that you can't be out there and play with your guys, but the good thing is they did win versus Illinois when I was out.
Had you made some progress during the Illinois week that you thought you might play, or was it just there was just no way you were going to be able to get back out there?
No, I made progress. So I practiced a little bit in red, and I felt a little good, but I just couldn't pass the mandatory tests that were required from the athletic training staff for me to play on that Saturday.
Did you get cleared earlier in the week, before the Minnesota game that you do that?
Yeah, I got cleared like Sunday, so the day after, or Monday around that time. So it was really, I just needed a few days off just to recover properly, and then I came back ready.
How did Kyle Hamilton reach out? Did he call you? Did he DM you? How?
Yeah, he DM'd me on Instagram, and his father called me, actually. I don't know how he got my number, but he called me, reached out to me, and just said, I'm a good player, stay healthy, and keep my head up. And the message that Cal said, he was sorry that he did it, but, it's football, so it happens. It could happen to anybody, but, he's a stand-up guy, obviously probably a top 5 NFL draft pick of the upcoming draft, so much respect to him and his family.
Who else did you hear from? Anybody else?
A lot of people, yeah. My phone was blowing up. A lot of people was FaceTiming and calling me, and at that time I wasn't answering FaceTimes or calls. I was just texting them back. But it was probably over 200 people who reached out. Probably more than all the love they got on through the social sites on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that.
So last week, I can't imagine this has happened to you at all, but no yards after the catch? Yeah. Was that just the way that the routes were running, or did Minnesota do a good job of kind of wrapping you up?
Yeah, I think Minnesota did a phenomenal job playing defense, and also the rain was a little bit of effect too. I was more so trying to focus on actually catching the ball instead of catching and run after catch, because without catching the ball, I won't be able to run anyway. So I'd rather just catch it, get down, and live to fight another day. But Minnesota did a phenomenal job. Held us to 13 points, and they did their thing.
What needs to be the focus now for the offense as you get kind of technically into the second half of the season? Where do you guys need to kind of step up and improve?
I think we're doing everything right, just as a whole offense. But I think just at the receiving core, we talk daily, and even after the game, Coach Shep said that, he's very proud of us, but we have to do more. And we just talk to those guys, and they know we have to do more. If we want to win in the season, the running game was good on Saturday. Aiden played one hell of a game Saturday, throwing 51 passes in the rain and dang near 400 yards. So it's just, we're right there. Eventually, we're gonna break through and score the points that we need to.
How frustrated are you by the struggles in the red zone?
Not frustrated at all. I mean, of course it's frustrating that you can't score, but not too much because, like I said, I know that eventually it's going to come. And, with this week off, it gives us 2 weeks to prepare for Iowa, so we have a lot more time to come up with stuff in the red zone. And Coach Brown is a phenomenal offensive play caller, so he's going to get a job done. We just believe in him through the most, and we know we're going to score more than 13 points.
How do you spend your kind of off days now? Do you go home for a couple days, or how do you?
Yeah, so we don't have practice on Thursday, Friday, but we have to come back Sunday for practice. But I have a few exams, so I'll leave Friday evening. I might go to my high school game and just be able to catch up with the family and friends